Siti Afiqah binti Ahmad Munir. My matrix number is 049858 and I am playing as the moderator in this forum.
My name is Nik Salwanie. My matrix number is 050225 and my role is Deputy Secretary General from the Department of Tourism.
Hello, my name is Aliyah Izzah binti Rosli. My matrix number is 049782 and my role is Minister of Malaysian Inbound Tourism Association.
Oh, hi, my name is Nik Salwanie binti Nik Hasan. My matrix number is 050118. I am the representative of the Malaysian Association of Hotels.
Hi, my name is Nurhanani Izzati binti Rahaman and my matrix number is 049855 and my role is a budget hotel owner.
Hi, my name is Nurhanani. My matrix number is 051188 and I'm as a reporter in this forum.
Welcome to our forum. I am Siti Afiqah as your host. I'll be serving as the moderator today. We are going to discuss about a very hot topic which was recently aired on the newspaper. Why Malaysian hoteliers want tourism tax to be abolished? You will be hearing a forum from few most experienced people from the tourism industry on this very timely subject. But before we get started, I want to take a few minutes of your precious time to screenshot a video regarding this hot cake.
Pun tak ada batas. Siapa suruh batas? Ada orang suruh batas.
So still on lah.
Tak pernah tak on pun. Memang on. Mana ada siapa on? Tanya saya menteri.
Itu saya tanya.
Saya berkuasa lagi daripada orang lain.
Maka
Jadi ya custom tak boleh buat apa-apa kerana custom hanya agensi pelaksana. Dia cakap tu betul, belum warta. Tapi rakyat Malaysia yang tak faham tentang undang-undang. Ingat bila belum warta itu akan menjadi masalah. Pengewartaan ialah automatik. Dalam masa 30 hari kalau tidak ditandatangani oleh Agung, dia akan automatik jadi undang-undang.
So the day of the increment will be the
1st July.
1st July. So
let's get started with our first panel, who is the very experienced Deputy Secretary General from the Ministry Executives of the Department of Tourism, Ms. Darscnni. our panelists will be none other than Miss Izzah, the representative of the Malaysian Inbound Tourism Association or MITA. We also have seated one of the main panel from the Malaysian Association of Hotels, Miss Nik. In conjunction with this forum, we have cordially invited a successful hotel owner who won many awards for providing the best service, Miss Rahwani.
Round 1. Fight!
Which was recently published on the 31st July 2018 entitled Government Has Decided to Maintain the Tourism Tax. Let's start with panel 1. Do you think tourism tax affects the number of tourists coming to Malaysia?
Before I answer your question, I'm just going to explain about tourism tax. Tourism tax is just an extra tax that is being imposed on customers who are ordering hotels in Malaysia. And the addition is just going to be 10 ringgit per night per room. So this is just the minimum tax that is being imposed. The good part of tax is that through that we can actually improve our tourism industry, and of course the bad part is that you have to pay extra charges. But it's just the minimum. If you ask me, does it affect the incoming of tourists to Malaysia? I don't think so. If you are a foreigner, you can plan your vacation properly by going searching Airbnb or just stay homestay if you don't want to stay in hotels. This way you can actually reduce the rate of expenses.
If you are a foreign tourist, of course you would feel the burden, but if you're a Malaysian, there is no tax being imposed on you, so of course there's no burden on you. Nobody likes tax, of course, but then we have to impose this so that we can actually improve this tourism industry, because we do need incentives and a little extra effort to actually promote our industry to the world.
So I don't really think that this tax affects the incoming of tourists to Malaysia. Thank you.
That's a good standing, panel 1. How about other panels? Panel 2, does tax abolishment will somehow affect MITA?
Thank you, Ms. Moderator, for the question. MITA is the largest inbound tourism association, which is representing travel agency to promote in the interest of the inbound tourism trade. This tax abolishment, in my opinion, does not only affect my MITA, but also other travel agency and travel association, because this income will be used for our benefits, such as to refurnish tourism infrastructure. So, if there is no promotion, it will be a little hard for our tourism industry to expand. This action could lead to shortage of national income, as the tourist does not recognize Malaysia as tourism destination.
Thank you, panel 2, for a clear explanation. Now, for panel 3, I would like to ask you, what is the effect of the tax and tourism?
Thank you, Ms. Moderator. The tourism tax may only serve to increase costs for tourists, and in fact, experience concerts like Tanzania shows how sensitive tourists are to change in prices. if the Ministry of Tourism targets for increases arrival tourists from 21.8 million to 31.8 million, then the government should be realistic and not introduce the tax at this delicate time. We are becoming concerned about the recent speeds of taxes and regulations on business. Early this year, the government imposed price measure on household goods for an indefinite periods of time. Now, they are also taxing for the industry tourism. This additional burden will only add to unnecessary business costs.
That's a good point, Panel 3. Now for Panel 4, I would like to ask you on behalf of the public, if the tax is to be abolished, who will get the benefit, the tourists or the hoteliers?
Thank you, Ms. Brenda. Regarding to the question, I believe if the tourism tax abolished, it will benefit the hoteliers. If the government want to implement the tourism tax, it will affect our hotel because the tourists who want to come to the country will run a little bit of their budget. It has to be fair to everybody because at the moment, with a flat rate, we are not encouraging customers to long stay because we are charging the customer every night. So, we are finding the best solution to this one. The best solution is to abolish the tax because that would be attractive to the tourists to come to our country. Whatever said and done, they will need to discuss this issue first. Instead, the government should review its regulatory measure to make it easier to us to comply the regulation.
That's a great kickstart for a hot topic. Let's hit the fire more after a short commercial break.
Malaysians will not have to pay the tourism tax, which is set to come into effect on August 1st. Only foreign tourists will be subject to the tax at a standard rate of RM10 per room per night across all hotel grades.
Saya sebut dengan jelas, iaitu bahawa kita mengenakan RM10 Malaysia flat kepada daripada 5 star sampai ke no star. Dan jelas saya sebut tadi itu bahawa rakyat Malaysia tidak perlu membayar cukai. Mereka dikecualikan daripada 5 star sampailah kepada 0 star.
Both domestic and foreign tourists were originally expected to be charged between RM2.50 and RM20 for overnight stays depending on the hotel classification. Collection of the tax will be handled by the Customs Department.
Round 2. Fight!
Welcome back, viewers. Without further delay, let's hit the chair out. Ms. Darscnni, can you please tell us, does the increment of tax affect tourism? I'm looking forward for your answer.
As it has been already told, it is just a flat fee, which is RM10 per room per night. So I don't think so it actually affects that much, unless you're the tourist who's going to spend a lot of time in Malaysia. Let's say you're a short run having vacation in Malaysia, like Asian tourists or China tourists, then it won't put off much. But for the tourists, I would recommend you to go through Airbnb or just stay at homestay if you want to reduce the tax.
Should be exempted to certain tourists. Who would it be? And what is your comment on
Thank you, Ms. Moderator, for the question. Actually, tax is a very crucial income to our country because it will be used for promoting our country to the tourists. The decision to grant exemption to the Malaysian shows that government is willing to hear us as industry players over this controversial tax. For your information, hoteliers in China do charge their tourists 10% for service and 5% for tax. So obviously, we as Malaysians should be proud that we are exempted for paying the tax.
That was a really very helpful information, Panel 2. Thank you. Now, Panel 3, as a member of the Malaysian Association of Hotels, there are said to be extra fees if the tax is maintained. Can you explain more about the rates?
The rate go by a per room per night from range basics of 15 ringgit for 1 to 3 star accommodation. For 5-star accommodation is from 20 ringgit per night per room. For 5-star accommodation is Rm 30 ringgit per night per room. We are of the view that this is negative for the hotel industry for Malaysia. On top of this, hoteliers may not be able to pass off on all the additional tax to tourists, as the hotel occupancy rate in the country was only 61.9% in 2015. Thank you.
That was a very clear explanation, Madam G. Thank you. Now, Ms. Rahwani, as a hotel owner, what is your viewpoint on this implementation of this tourism tax? If you had a chance to abolish this tax, what measure will you take?
Thank you, Ms. Moderator. As we all informed that Malaysians do not need to pay the tax applies to tourists who come to our country, and they will be charged a flat rate, 10 ringgit per night and per room for all accommodation and hotels. In order to keep the tourists come to the country, we need to abolish the tax because it will make the tourists out of their budget. So, when they know that Malaysia implement the tourism tax, they will change their destination to other cities of the world. Our stand is clear that it would be best to have the tourism tax abolished, as it will be counterproductive for business.
How does the tax increase ranking effect is tourism? Thank you, the audience, for asking. What a great question. For that question, we will pass to panel 1 to answer.
That's a good question, and obviously it does affect the economy, but in a good way, because according to the tourism department, there has been an increase in the fund. For example, last year it was collected 600 million ringgit, but this year it was 800 million. So you can see the difference here. Even though the tax has been implemented here, it doesn't really affect in a way. It's only affected in a good way. And also to add on, it has the tourism industry has reported that there has been an increase in the GDP of the country by 4.2%. So obviously tourism plays a very vital role in our economy, and the tax actually doesn't affect much, and the tourists also come to Malaysia often. So I don't think so that there is cons here, it's all pro. Thank you.
I would like to thank all the audiences and all our great panels here for your time. As a conclusion, there is a pros and cons of the implementation of this tourism tax in Malaysia. No matter what, tourism plays a vital role in developing Malaysia as the finest country for tourists. So that's all from us.